All right, so I remember first hearing about the idea of journaling from a YouTube video in what would have been like late 2021, early 2022. And to tell you the truth, it took me until January of this year to really start journaling in a way that is productive or in a way that helps me. And because I remember seeing these like journaling videos for the first time like 4 years ago, I would just think to myself, damn, this is something I've got to try. This would really help me. And then I would keep buying these journaling books. I would keep starting like new documents, but for some reason it just wouldn't stick. So I want to speak about that today. Because if you've ever seen these big YouTubers and like it's a lot of different niches that are speaking about journaling, it'll be like productivity YouTubers, self improvement YouTubers, the kind of philosophy guys. So a lot of different directions of content creators are kind of are ending up recommending journaling. But what I found in these more popular videos is that whenever they speak about like obstacles or difficulties when journaling, so like reasons why someone might want to journal but not do it in a good way, they make it sound like it's only a question of discipline. Like they'll say like, "Oh, you need to plot out the time. You just can't be lazy. You need to sort of commit to it." And like I guess, I guess, bro. Um, like that was maybe like 20% of the issue for me. Like, sure, it can be difficult to find the concentration to actually sit down and do it. But that wasn't really the reason why it was so difficult to me to start journaling. Because I think the main obstacle was really just how scary it is to watch this like empty page stare at you, and to actually write something down, to be vulnerable, and to express yourself in a way that you've never, maybe these are like topics you've never spoken about with anyone else, and you've never written down somewhere, um, and just you're expected to immediately write that down. And that is such like a paralyzing moment. Like when you first start doing this, at least in my case, it was really difficult. And this difficulty stayed with me for like years on end. Like whenever, maybe every couple months, I would kind of have the intention of actually starting to journal this time. So, like, if I could give you a couple tips, and this video is not supposed to be a tutorial, because I mean, I said like I started doing journaling in a way that helped me a couple months ago, and I'm not at the point yet where I could give you advice. So, like, I can't promise you that like this one thing will finally let you journal and be vulnerable on a piece of paper. But one piece of advice I would give you, that is different than what a lot of these large YouTubers are saying, is if you want, like in the beginning, if it's stressful for you, just do it on a computer or like do it in a document, write on a keyboard. Um, because a lot of these big productivity YouTubers will be like, oh, it's not real journaling if it's not pen and paper. And they'll have like these beautiful leather, like tied journals and the fountain pen, and it'll like look perfect on their aesthetic desk setup. So they'll make it sound like it's impossible to have a productive thought when writing down on a keyboard. And I guess like at me at this point, having tried both, like maybe writing down on a pen and paper is like 10% better, but like it doesn't matter. Just like if it's more easy for you in the beginning, just go with the keyboard, go with the Word document. Because one other thing that was really difficult for me is this kind of paranoia. So even though I'm not like super paranoid as a person, whenever I would actually start writing down things that are important to me, I would just immediately think, okay, where am I going to store this book? What if everyone I know for some reason reads it? And like it would become almost this subconscious performative thing where it was like, okay, how can I make this entry sound acceptable to everyone I know? So like if they end up reading it. Um, and yeah, like I was looking back at some of these like old journaling attempts where I was like trying to make journaling a habit, and a lot of it read like it was more like a diary. Like I'd write the date and then I would write something like, okay, what did I do that day? Who did I meet? And whenever I did like write an emotional evaluation of something, even that was very surface level. So it would be things like, yeah, this was fun, that was stressful, or I like this person, I don't like this person. But it was never really like the things I actually should have been journaling about. So it was never really about these themes that had been like bothering me for weeks and months and maybe even years. Um, but in the end, I mean, I've really, yeah, noticed that these are the sessions or these are the prompts that help you. And that leads me to another thing, which is like the prompts or the topics you're journaling about. I think that finding the right prompts or finding the right theme is basically a prompt. It's just like a question or a statement that you'll journal about, that you'll basically think about on the piece of paper or the document. I think finding the right ones is so important. And honestly, like finding good prompts or finding good themes to reflect on should be one of your first like real journaling sessions, because like finding the right prompt can be more valuable than actually journaling on that prompt. Like finding the theme that's bothering you, and you'll find a lot of prompts online, like sorted by categories, whether it's relationships or job or family or whatever. And these are good, don't get me wrong, but I do think that it can be really helpful to just sit down, and the first session is just, okay, what has been in the back of my mind for the last like weeks or months. So yeah, I mean, this is really, I wanted to kind of raise awareness to this, because if you, again, like as I said, if you watch these journaling videos, they make it sound like it's just a discipline question, or that it's just a question of like finding the time to do it. And I don't really see people talking about how scary it is to actually self express on a piece of paper or otherwise. And like as I said, it's not a tutorial. I wish I could give you advice or like give you the one thing you need to do, but I can't. But at least not at this point. But I'd love to hear your experiences with it, and kind of what helped you. Do you journal? Do you not? And yeah, take care for now. Maybe stick around for some other videos, and goodbye.